A thread by Carlos Osuita. This is the big one, folks. President Trump is saving the world. From FoxNews.com, Trump announces peace deal between Sudan and Israel, says more nations will join. Why is this so important? The Khartoum Resolution, known as the Three No's, it was issued in Khartoum, Sudan, on September 1st, 1967, after the 1967 Arab Summit. The third paragraph reads as follows, quote, "The Arab heads of state have agreed to unite their political efforts at the international and diplomatic level to eliminate the effects of the aggression and to ensure the withdrawal of the aggressive Israeli forces from the Arab lands, which have been occupied since the aggression of 5 June. This will be done within the framework of the main principles by which the Arab states abide, namely, no peace with Israel, no recognition of Israel, no negotiations with it, and insistence on the rights of the Palestinian people in their own country." No peace with Israel, no recognition of Israel, no negotiations. What a difference a Trump makes. As Jared Kushner pointed out today, the negotiations were very hard, but Trump, Kushner, Pompeo, and all the others came at it from the end result first. The end result was laid out, and then all sides worked on how to get there. Peace was reverse engineered. The first Soviet strategic bomber was the Tupolev Tu-4 Bear. It's an exact copy of the Boeing B-29 Superfortress. Link in the thread, Tupolev Tu-4 at the Central Air Force Museum in Monino. American diplomats always went to the Arabs and Israelis and said, build a strategic bomber from scratch. Trump brought a strategic bomber and helped the Arab and Israeli engineers dismantle it, study it, and figure out how to make it themselves. The aircraft that Trump brought was normalized relations that include economic ties. Instead of exactly duplicating Trump's aircraft, the Arab and Israeli engineers figured out how to adapt the design to best suit their needs, and therefore success was guaranteed. Because of the Democrats, incompetent Republicans, and the bad faith press, we have a completely warped view of the world. I discovered a Nigerian comedian named Gloria Olorunto, known as Maraji. She's absolutely brilliant, and she gives you a view into an aspect of life in Nigeria that nobody else reports. She says all the parts in her videos, she plays all the parts in her videos, which are all very short. Link in the thread, Placing an Order Abroad versus Africa. Link in the thread to a video on the pandemic. Different types of people now. If you've seen any Indian movies, you'll know that she nails it. Link in the thread, Indian movies dance be like. Africa is a continent I never visited. That's why I rely on my computer to show me the world. If Sudan can improve at warp speed, any country can. A rising tide lifts all boats. The better people's lives are, the better everyone's lives get. And check this out from Breitbart. Poll: majority of Biden voters say they have already cast their ballot. It's over. The Democrats are way underperforming in early voting, and the GOP is still working overtime to register new voters and change minds. Trump is campaigning as hard as he can, and he won't let up. The preference cascade will be at its largest on election day. All is well.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.